Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we got a show for you, but we do not have a camera, so we'll just be having our graphic that we'll be using later on at the start. But it will still be the same three that have been on the show the whole time. It's me, Devon Osman.
I'm Johnny Clumpy.
And then producer Brennan Geegan as well.
Woo!
It'll be the same thing for the Blitz. There'll be no video camera, but we'll have some kind of graphic on.
If we get done in time here to even have the Blitz today.
If Devin doesn't make his outro 5 hours long.
It's always my fault. It's always my fault. We have a more argumentative show today because we're going to start with just Cubs talk like we always do. But then me and Johnny have been going back and forth on who is the ace for the Chicago Cubs. And I think Brendan can be the... We'll each state our case, and Brendan will, from that, tell who's the winner. We'll each state our case for why we think is the winner.
Who has Shota? Okay. Okay.
But you have to listen to both our arguments.
Who's yours?
Steele.
Okay. Alright, I'll listen.
Okay. Well, we're not right now.
Okay.
But that's the last thing in the Cubs talk.
Yeah.
And then we got power rankings, which we will probably start doing weekly.
That is going to get very heated very fast.
I think Brendan's on my side for the power rankings.
It's going to get more heated because Brennan's just going to be on my case for whatever reason. Even though,
No, that's fine.
Even though there's like
I'm not going to say anything about it yet because all they're
Even though-
looking at right now is 30 through 27, but you could just see.
Even though there's like one major discrepancy between us, and I was actually going to change that, but the way our graphics work, I was not able to do my last minute change. So.
He had 24
What do you
hours.
What do you mean, right?
Cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yep. All right. But Cubs, they are starting their next series today at Wrigley. But before we talk about what they're going to be doing, let's talk about what they have done. They went 3-3 on the West Coast. They took 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers and lost 2 out of 3 against the San Diego Padres.
And it was pretty fun. I didn't expect us to beat the Padres twice in the win a series against the Padres twice in the span of 2 weeks. Win two series against the Padres in 2 weeks.
We lost series against the Padres.
I said I didn't expect us to. So I'm
Oh,
fine.
okay.
I'm fine that we did lose.
Yeah, we won on our home turf. They won on their home turf.
Yes. Sorry, I'm having
And then the Dodgers' home
difficulties.
turf, we beat them on their home turf, and they beat us in Japan. I mean, it's like 3 of their players' home turf, so. But Johnny's having technical difficulties, but.
I actually
But Dodgers were able to defeat. Roki Sasaki does have his best start of his career, but it's not enough to be able to take down the Chicago Cubs. They were able to, the first game, first game go, they lost the first game 0-3 due to Matthew Boyd doing all right, pretty good, but he led up a 3-run shot to the lefty killer Tommy Edman, who's been haunting our dreams since St. Louis. Then the
Dodgers, you mean? If that picks up in Devin's mic, sorry.
Tommy Edman's the best hitter on Dodgers per Johnny Clumpy. Then the Cubs do a absolute beat down on the Dodgers, embarrassing them 16-0. It makes it so that their backup shortstop, what's his name? Miguel Rojas comes in and starts pitching like his teammates. He does a Kershaw imitation. He does just a bunch of different imitations, and the Cubs are able to come up on top 16-0. Then in the final game of the series, on a Sunday, the Cubs are able to win the series. on a Sunday. The Cubs have had struggles on Sundays, but they are able to come up on top and win 4-2 against the Dodgers. Now we're going to, and Johnny will give his whole talk when he gets fixed.
I could be his replacement for now.
Oh, you saw the Dodgers series?
Kind of.
Okay.
Watched a little. Yes, I watched Sunday Night Baseball.
All right. Sunday Night Baseball. Let's hear it. What do you got?
I mean, I don't know. Did the Cubs win that game?
Yes. Which is surprising because they don't win Sundays.
Yeah.
How's Colin Ray's start?
At first,
Colin Ray was throwing gas, by the way.
At first, like, I was every Sunday I watched and see who's on Sunday Night Baseball, but at the same time the Masters were going on last weekend, so I was just like, whatever. And I saw the Cubs Dodgers, I was like, oh. It's like,
you gotta watch. I mean, it's the
Dodgers.
two best teams in the sport.
Okay.
But
it's the Dodgers.
I'm kidding. It's neither of the top.
It is the Dodgers.
It's neither of the top.
And so yeah, I saw
It's one of the top two.
Yeah, I mean it was fine. I cannot tell you like which ones because I didn't watch.
But this, by the way,
well,
this
PCA Homer.
This is the PCA breakout game, by the way.
He finally barreled a baseball. He hadn't done that until this game, which was hilarious.
And then now he's been barreling
everything. Did he barrel
everything.
3 in that game? Did the triple count as a barrel, or was it not high enough?
I don't know.
Because then he barreled
and then
2 in the Padres
barreling
series.
Yeah, he's barreling everything now. Now he's fast Barry Bonds. So
Okay. Chill. You have his jersey on today too.
I do.
The camera's not on, but he is wearing the baby blue Cubs alternate Pete Armstrong jersey, which is very nice.
With the 4, by the way. So
not 52.
I got it after the change. Very nice.
But so to the point about the series, it was just electric. I mean, a 16-0 win in Dodger Stadium is impressive against one of the better pitching staffs in baseball, including the bullpen.
You know how pissed Dodgers fans were.
Mind you, they did this in 3 innings too. They did this in like the 5th, 7th, and 8th.
Absolutely hilarious. And also, Kyle Tucker didn't hit pretty much at all in California, by the way. Like
he's an East Coast
player.
player.
Do anything crazy.
But I think my favorite part of the series was we were talking about it because last week we knew Steele went down, so we were like, we're gonna have a Colin Ray-led bullpen game.
And Colin Ray
and you and me were like, no, we would prefer anything other than a Colin Ray. Not only like Colin Ray led, just a bullpen start with this bullpen, and then they decided to shut down the Dodgers.
It was
completely.
awesome. Colin Ray was throwing 96 for 3 innings. Like, oh my god! And then we won't have to wait for long because Colin Ray's starting today at 1:20. First came on today. Let's just say I don't have any tests in 6th or 7th hour, so if you know, you know.
Do your schoolwork, kids. Do not follow Devon's lead.
Hey, this is what I want to do as a profession. So, like, just saying. Baseball. So, like, I kind of need this. So this is my school. But so we'll see if Colin Ray's able to gas up guys again. But I will go. Actually, no, because I'll wait till the Padres series to talk about it. Because I don't think I highly doubt you saw this because I didn't know until this morning. Now Padres series, are you fine to go to?
Yeah. I mean,
they lost game 1, which was unfortunate. They had a lead, didn't they? Yeah. So this was a blown game by the bullpen.
Yeah, but it was also it was literally 3-2 in the 6th. It was 3-1 when it got to the bullpen. But even then, Tyone ended up getting an earned run because it was his runner. So.
But I'm saying it's blown by the bullpen due to, yes, like it was like this early innings, still like 6th, 7th. But because the guys that came in, Brad Keller was not his fault. A lot of bull crap happened. Like, just unlucky dinks happened and stuff. Like, nothing was hit hard. Like, it was just a bunch of bull crap that happened to Brad Keller. He looked fine. This is why it was a blown thing. Nate Pearson walked 3 guys, let up 3 runs, and Eli Morgan walked 1, let up 4 runs. That's why it's blown. They pitched 0.1 and 0.2 innings, so 1 inning combined, they let up 7 runs. Doesn't matter how bad you are, that's blown. When the game is close and you're up 7.
And they let Luis Arias hit a home run.
Yeah. Luis Arias now has more home runs than
Nico Horner.
Ian Happ.
Yeah. Happ only has 1, right?
Miguel Amaya combined.
Okay, well, Miguel Amaya doesn't actually hit.
Okay, Happ and
Horner
Nico.
doesn't hit bombs, so it's like.
Yeah, but Nico is pretty much like a Kroger's version of Luis Arias. Better
Not
defense.
really.
Hitting wise.
Way better
They do the
defender.
same thing hitting. Hitting wise, they do the same thing,
They're
but
just-
Arias is just better.
Yeah, but okay. It's hard to say it's like a Kroger version when you're talking about the best
I'm talking about hitting.
in the
hitting,
sport
hitting.
at just making contact with the
Yeah.
baseball. Because that's not Nico. He's not the best in the sport at making contact with the baseball. So it's not. They're not very. I mean,
Okay.
they just don't hit for power. Contact guys.
Okay, but Happ should, and Happ's
Horner's
not.
fast. No,
Yeah,
I
I
know,
know.
I'm saying Horner.
I would prefer Nico over Arias, but I'm just saying Arias' bat is better than Nico.
I mean, it depends, kind of. Like, we don't really need a first baseman, so
Arias plays a bit a second.
he does. But they're
But
able to.
yeah,
They have
well,
enough.
yeah,
they have
yeah.
15 shortstops on the roster currently, so they just stick him at first.
And then game 2, the Cubs are able to win it in 10. And I do not care that he got a save. I still want him pitchforked out of here. Caleb Thielbar.
Thielbar pitched in the 10th.
Yes, he got the save. He looks
Ryan Presley
good.
got the win.
Ryan Presley looks good his last 2 outings.
He's looking like. Okay, maybe not Ryan Presley
He's
again,
looking like a veteran that knows he has to step up.
but he's looking like he's a real pitcher. It's not complete. It's like the Dodgers when he came in. I wasn't like. It's getting to the point because his saves are getting. They've gotten progressively like
He's
less.
having 1, 2, 3 innings.
It's progressively getting less. I'm horrified of what's about to happen because like he lets up a walk, then a hit, and then there's guys at the corners with 1 out. That is not happening anymore. So Ryan Presley still should be the 8th guy. I get he's the veteran. Porterhouse should be closing games, but we're not going to get that.
Haas just looked really good. But Caleb Thielbar, I still want pitchforked out of here.
Palencia
by
one
June.
shutout. He has a 0 ERA this year.
Palencia? No, he doesn't.
I'm looking at it. He's got a 0 ERA.
You're looking at the 2-1 game. He lets up a run in the next game. So
Oh.
yeah.
So
So the Cubs win.
Okay, but those are literally. He's only pitched those 2 games.
Yeah. So that's why. And then the final game.
Hey, Shota was good again that game, by the way. 5 shutout, 7 strikeouts. He kind of owns the Padres. He did this last year. If you remember.
He was struggling a little with command. I will say.
3 walks
His
and a home.
command was.
Oh, he did let up a homer, but it was also after 2 dropped foul balls. So Machado shouldn't
And it's
have been
Manny
up.
Machado.
Machado shouldn't have even
But
been
it's,
up anymore.
yeah, that very rare occurrence. A unearned home run, by the way.
I didn't even-
unearned solo home run is
I
very
didn't
rare.
even know that was possible because like even if like there's an error before it, I still feel like giving up. I guess he should have been out, but like giving up a homer.
The Kyle Tucker should have been caught. The Gage Workman one's not really his fault because he had a run 90 feet.
It was like in the glove though.
Well, yeah, but it's because he overran it because he was run full sprinting 90 feet to get to the ball
I
because
would've
Miguel
caught
Amaya just lost it.
I would have caught it. Just kidding.
Let's go outside right now to the field.
I'll do it.
Okay. I've
We'll
got
bring the
glove.
mics. We'll bring the
I
mics.
got baseball. We'll do that.
No, I'm just kidding.
Cubs, go ahead. But
It was just like unlucky, but the Tucker one was bad, and then Chota gave up an unearned run.
It's because Tucker's scared. He doesn't want to get hurt. That's why you need to extend him. He's not getting. Whenever he's near a wall, he just panics or doesn't get close. I don't know if you noticed. He did that in Wrigley.
Well, I also wouldn't want to have like a career-ending knee injury because he's had injury history.
It's because he doesn't want to get hurt.
Well,
'Cause
that, but he's already under
But-
he needs the contract year.
If he gets paid, then he will dive into that wall.
I know that, but he's also like been hurt in the past too.
Yeah.
Like he's dealt with that the last couple of years.
But Luke Little walked 4 and now is back in AAA.
Is that
Have
a
you heard
transition
this?
into the next game?
No, this is the last game for that has
you
played.
haven't like you didn't transition it. We were still like talking about game 1, game 2.
Oh, I thought
this is now game 3.
Oh, game 3.
Because I was talking about Shota and the errors.
Yeah, sorry. Game 3, Cubs lose. Too many walks. Matthew Boyd still looks good. Matthew Boyd, he's the key to filling in for Justin Steele until the trade deadline. He's the only guy that can fill in.
Why did I not hear what you say?
Huh?
What?
I said Matthew Boyd's the
Okay,
key
yeah,
to
sorry,
filling in
didn't
for
hear
Justin
what you
Steele.
said for whatever reason.
Because there's no one else right now that has that ability.
Boyd's been good though.
I know, but but he needs to be even better. I need those strikeouts more.
I mean, he's got a 2.01 ERA right now.
I know, but I
think that's the best.
I need the
starter, actual starter on the team.
I need the 9 Ks per 9.
Okay.
From him.
That's never really been him. So
Last year, since last year he's had more Ks than innings.
I guess, but I mean, 5-1 and 2 earned. That's a position to win. You put your team in the position to win. Then Luke Little decided to. Well, Palencia also let up a run.
Mm-hmm.
But then Luke Little
Palencia, because he got out of the jam and then came back in, which is a bad thing. You should not have had him come back in. So I blame
Council. But like Luke Little, you have 4 walks.
Should have been pulled sooner.
34 pitches in an inning.
Yeah, I like Luke.
In two-thirds of an inning. So
I think it was a bit early to send him back down. He's now in AAA again, and called up to piggyback off the Colin Ray start today. Will be Jordan Wicks. Got called up for a little. So.
Also, mind you, even in the Fernando Tatis walk at bat, it should have been a 3. He pitched a 3-0 count. The ump literally missed.
Yeah.
It was like a half foot below the zone. I don't know if you can see, but it's this.
Yeah.
It missed by like a lot, and the ump called it a strike. It was not. And then he just fouled off everything because he threw 395 fastballs on the zone, and Fernando Tatis has been one of the best hitters in baseball this year.
And then just a little preview for Diamondbacks Cubs. It will be Corbin Burns versus Colin Ray.
He just did it against Glass now.
Jordan Wicks. We'll see
how
that goes.
Oh, did they pull up Wicks?
He was the little replacement.
I mean,
tomorrow will be Zach Gallen versus Ben Brown.
Hey,
and Sunday,
okay.
Easter, 1:20 start. That's exactly when my family's coming over. So we'll be having the Cubs game on for Easter. That'll be fun. Hopefully they win.
Hall of Fame mid-game.
And is Zach... Or no.
Merrill Kelly and Jameson Taillon.
And Jameson Taillon. If the Cubs are able to win one game, I'll be happy. Because
it's going to be tomorrow,
they are the underdogs for every pitching matchup.
Hey, Corbin Burns is a 5.28 ERA.
You're taking Colin Ray over Corbin Burns. Do I need to put you down right now?
Were you there on Sunday? Where were you on... What day was Sunday? April...
13th.
Where were you on April 13th, 2025 when Colin Ray went out there and shoved against the best lineup in baseball?
Okay. Corbin Burns. The Cubs have done good against Burns in their career, but the problem is this is now a different Cubs team.
The current active Cubs hitters are 211 average, 100 strikeouts, and 275 at bats.
Never mind.
And 9 home runs.
Never mind. The wind is really blowing out today, though. It's like 30. It's 30 miles an hour out today.
Hey,
it's like 80 degrees blowing out. So like Colin Ray, if he lets up contact, it's leaving. Same with Burns.
Hey, Colin Ray is 20. They're 20. The active Arizona hitters are 21 of 61 against him for a 344 average, 10 strikeouts, 3 home runs.
Yeah, we're cooked. We're cooked.
It was funny. Ben Brown, I was looking at it.
We're cooked.
In his career, he's Diamondbacks hitters are 1 for 19.
That's too small.
It's like one game, I think. Maybe. Oh no.
When will Cattell be back?
They're playing well without him though.
Hopefully.
Because Geraldo Perdomo's back to All-Star.
Dude, I need
Josh
Cattell back.
Josh Naylor and Pavin Smith are insane.
Oh, I didn't realize Dodgers come here. God dang it.
Oh, we get the Phillies after them too.
I knew Phillies. I didn't, because I knew it was an 8-game homestand, but I didn't know how it was 8 games because I knew the Diamondbacks and Phillies were 3, so I was like, are we playing the White Sox? No, it's the Dodgers we're playing.
To finish out the 2 for
Oh, that's awesome.
And then the Phillies. This was just the worst month. And then, like, our last series, we get the Pirates.
We get to cook Pittsburgh.
Until Skeen starts, because we don't miss Paul Skeen starts somehow.
They purposely line him up.
Like, he's pitching every series against us so far.
They purposely.
Like, every time we've played them. They blew the one last year because
Because they walked like 6 guys.
And then he made his debut against Kyle Hendricks. What an elite pitching matchup. We're getting off track, but what an elite.
They should call up David Bednar for that series, you're saying.
What an elite, like, pitching matchup for, like, Skeen's debut. Paul Skeen's 102 and 95 splinkers, and then Kyle Hendricks, whose fastball doesn't even touch 90.
Hendricks been good this year, but we need to get to, because we need time for Bahrain, so let's just quickly go to this argument. Justin Steele versus Shota Imanaga. You make your case.
So I believe Shota is the ace of the Chicago Cubs. You said don't bring up
25.
25.
Because Steele was hurt.
I know. Okay, I'm gonna mention like a little bit of what he's done.
Okay, so
I'm not gonna say,
let's
like,
just ignore what I said.
I know. Okay, it's not like
because it's not fair to Steele.
I'm not gonna be like, because he's been better in 25. I'm just gonna tell you what he's done in 25. Steele was dealing with injury. We know that his velo was down.
Shota's velo's down, by the way.
But he's still been Shota. He still has a 2.21 or 2.2 ERA.
But he has a negative fastball run value.
Not negative. Oh, it is negative.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, his fastball value after being like one of the best pitchers in baseball last year has been down.
Brendan, listen.
Bro, I already know my answer. I'm just waiting on your reasoning.
Oh my God.
I'm just waiting to see if your reasoning is good.
But last year he was 98th percentile in off-speed run value. The breaking value was a 0, 41st percentile. But the fastball, even though it started the year as like the best pitch in baseball, it dropped into the 68th percentile, which is still great. His overall pitching run value is 90th percentile. He gets a lot of chases and doesn't walk. I know we talked about it in the Padres game. Yeah. He did walk there, but like he literally doesn't walk guys, and the chase percentage is really good. 76th percentile for xERA, so he's in the upper 4th of the league. It was a 3.39 in his actual ERA last year. This is all last year's numbers.
What was his expected ERA in 24?
3.39, and then his actual ERA was a 2.91. Now that
Steele's was 2.74.
That was a different value, but there are just some guys who are anomalies who don't ever fit into their expected sets. The Cubs have
Assad.
Javier Assad. The Cubs have like constantly done this. Christopher Morel had like the biggest difference in expected WOBA and actual WOBA last year,
and in the bad way.
So in the bad way, it was like he only had a 190 batting average, or it's like expecting batting average was like 270. His real batting average was 190, and then Morel never figured it out like that. It never evened out, even though his expected sets are great. So some guys, you can credit up because their advanced numbers aren't as great as their regular numbers, but there are some guys who are anomalies, and they never drop to their expected value. And Assad is kind of one of those. He kind of fell off at the end of last year, but he still stayed under 4, and he's like an expected 4 or 5 guy. But he gets the job done. I know Shota. The problem is like he gets barreled a little bit because he's and doesn't get ground ball. He's more of a fly ball pitcher, and his exit velo or his fastball velo isn't high, but that's like what helps the fastball just breaks so much. And then the sweeper's obviously great, and his off speed's really solid.
Because the slower the fastball is, the more it has time to move. By the way.
Yeah, but I mean, I know and he had the 2.91 ERA last year. Did not get any Rookie of the Year love for whatever reason. I think he ended up getting
some guy.
I know Skeens obviously.
Pual Skenes.
Skeens far and away deserved it, and Merrill also would have been a great.
No,
argument.
Merrill should have won it.
But at the end of the year, people were like, "Oh, Jackson Chourio should be ahead of him in the Rookie of the Year ranking," and I was like, "I don't get where that's coming from because Chourio was great down the stretch last year,
in 1 month. Shota's good all months.
Shota was literally at a 2.91 ERA across the entire season as a rookie.
He had 2 bad starts in his 30.
Yeah, it was the one Mets start.
In the Brewers.
Yeah, and everyone was like, "Oh, they're back to back though. They're in a couple weeks of each other, weren't they close?"
I don't remember.
They were both like over the summer, and I was like, oh no. Yeah, one was in like July against Spurs, and the other was early June. It was right when the Mets went on their huge winning streak, so it was like nobody was pitching well against them. But Shota, 2.91 ERA last year. He still kept it at 2.2. The xERA this year is high again, but it's showing so far through all the starts that Shota has had that he's just kind of looks like he's going to be an anomaly and stay away from his expected numbers.
Yeah, so you done?
Yeah.
All right. Justin Steele, the ace of the Chicago Cubs. I'm only talking about 24 stats, and I'll sprinkle in a little 23. Because 25, he was hurt every start. His velo was down every start, and now he's got Tommy John. Most of the time, you don't just instantly get Tommy John. It builds up.
Yeah.
So last year, he was 89th percentile in overall pitching run value, 80th fastball.
Sorry, Shota was 90th. I don't remember. I did say that. I just want to
and 92 in breaking run value. He's a two-pitch pitcher.
Slider fastball.
And the fastball has a more of a cut to the right side than most. And his slider also has more movement than most lefty sliders. As well as his expected ERA, like I said, is a 2.74 last year compared to his actual 3.07. His strikeout numbers, since 23 and 24, he's had at least 9 Ks per 9. And his expected batting average is the 84th percentile. His average exit velocity is 89th percentile, so he doesn't let up hard hit. He doesn't let up hits. His Ks per 9 60%, so that's above average. Chase percent 54, above average. And then he doesn't walk that many guys, 68th percentile. And as well as not letting up hits, letting up hard contact, he doesn't let up barrels, 94th percentile, and hard hit 88th percentile, ground ball 67th percentile. So he also can get more double plays than Shota can in big situations, because Shota's more of a fly ball guy. So sack flies are prone, home runs are prone. As well as you just look at Steele, he's the veteran. He's the 23. He showed that emotion in the Brewers series, which was really nice as well.
And
after all of that mess ups in the field, he seems to be the leader as well, for sure.
Well, yeah, but okay, it's also going to be hard for a guy who's been in the majors for a year and doesn't speak the same language to be the motivator.
He's the homegrown talent, Chicago Cubs. He's been with them his entire career. And he
So is Shota?
Has had multiple years of success.
So, okay, well, I mean, you can't really say Shota has multiple, but just because you haven't had multiple doesn't mean you can't be the ace of a staff. There's one guy doing it right now, Brendan.
Well,
Paul Skeens is the ace of the Pirates staff.
He's
and he's
doing
only
worse
a rookie.
this year.
Nope, Mitch Keller.
Okay, buddy.
I'm kidding.
Okay, buddy.
Paul Skeens is our...
Bailey Falter.
Hey.
I saw him pitch in real life, and he is god-awful.
All right. So, I don't
God,
think you
he's
listened to my
god-awful.
Steele reasoning,
No,
because
I
I think
didn't.
you were, yeah, all right.
I didn't
Screw you.
care. Showed up by a mile for your ace, and it doesn't even matter. Like, why are you guys making this an argument? You guys got... It's actually good that this is an argument, because now you know that you have two pitchers who could be an ace
No, we don't.
on your team. Are you...
Steele's out for the season.
Steele's out for the season in 2 months next year.
Oh, so he's, like, not playing?
Yeah, so,
Okay,
like,
so how are you even going to contend that he's an ace, then?
Well, it was just like for the...
I'm saying we lost our ace, and Johnny's saying we didn't.
No, you lost your two.
Okay.
You got your ace. Your ace is perfectly healthy.
To be fair, also, some of the time...
I don't like an ace that is a fly ball pitcher because of home run tendencies.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
but-
like an ace that has Tommy John. So.
Okay, but when, like...
Garrett Cole.
He didn't have Tommy John when I was there. He was in Pittsburgh.
It's got a point.
Garrett Cole, Tommy John. Is he not an ace?
Dude, you like cheered when Garrett Cole had Tommy John. I don't want to hear you speak of Coltrane ever.
All right, let's go to the power rankings.
Okay, I just wanted to finish off. I get, like, yeah, the Shota isn't a guy who it's like he should be giving up more runs than he does, but it's like there are some guys where the actual results matter more than the advanced numbers. I love advanced stats. I'm not one of those people who says throw them out the window. They do matter a lot of the time, and they're huge for breaking up who's at the top of the MLB in like being a pitcher. But some guys are just straight up anomalies to the advanced stats. We talked about the Cubs are like, for whatever reason, we keep finding the guys that are. And I think Shota's going to be one of those guys, and for the next couple of years, he's going to float in the low to mid threes because he just gets outs and he just doesn't give up runs, even though he's a fly ball pitcher.
So,
but on to our power rankings, where
how do we want to? We can go back and forth. So, like this week, we can talk about the teams based on how I do the power rankings, and then you say yours. And, like, we'll do mine. We'll talk about teams based on mine, and then next week we'll do it based on yours. Do you want to do that?
I mean, we can kind of just both give short opinions. Because we're going to argue spots anyway, so I'm going to be like, I'm going to tell you why I have a certain team. In a certain
first
spot.
Two, as you see, we agree on.
The
Rockies.
The Rockies are worse than the White Sox, which is insane.
The Rockies could actually break the White Sox record from last year.
They're, like, bad. They do not.
So... they have two guys with an OPS above 800.
And they play at Coors.
One of them is a Rockies merchant, Brennan Doyle, who only hits at Coors. And Kyle Farmer is the other guy.
Good Lord.
And he's doing really good, funny enough. So those are the two. Hey, I don't want to spend time. I'm not wasting time. Are you?
They're just bad.
Good?
They're
They're bad.
laughably bad. Like,
They're
The
pitching.
Rockies are laughably
Obviously,
bad,
it's bad.
so it's funny. Like,
White Sox. We can talk about it a little. We can talk about the White Sox a little. They just called up Edgar Cuero yesterday, made his debut. I believe he got a hit or a walk. I couldn't see because I had to shut my computer in Spanish class.
I think
so I don't know. But
no, I think he got robbed of it,
catching
actually.
prospect guy. So they have 4 qualified hitters, and the 4 guys have an OPS of 703, 450, 449, and 438. Those are their 4 qualified hitters' OPSs. So Edgar Cuero, good starting pitching.
Nah. Starting pitching's okay. It's teetering off. It was really good that first week.
For White Sox standards, good starting pitching.
It was very good, and then is slowly teetering and getting worse. Also, he did not get his first hit. He hit like a 100 exit velo, single right back at the pitcher.
Did he walk then?
I don't know.
He was on base. He was on base once. I saw that. I didn't know how, though.
Yeah, the A's pitcher caught it under his legs behind his back. It was like a 100-mile shot back at him. So that was how Cuero did not get his first. Our first discrepancy, you have the Twins at 28. I have the Braves at 28, but the Twins are not going to be very far. It was just like, it is a power ranking, so what you've done recently matters. And I know the Braves have the talent, but right now they still don't have Acuna back. There's a very real chance 2023 was a fluke.
For
their best offense of all time.
I don't know what happened.
Like,
I really
Acuna's barrel percentage that year was like 10% higher than it's ever been.
Well, Acuna's hurt.
Every part,
so,
yeah, but like before that, like any part in his entire career.
So I have the Twins here because they have a lot of injuries. And they have 6 guys qualified for OPS. 3 of them are hurt now. Wallner, Buxton, and Correa are all hurt. Wallner leading the pack for qualified is hurt on the IL. Have him fantasy because he's good. So they have now no hitting. Lopez on the IL. It looks like they'll be competing for 5th place in their division.
Probably, but they still have like a bullpen.
Even Trevor.
McGill.
No, I'm talking about the guy on top for
Trevor May.
No, the guy that
Trevor Plouffe.
Trevor Plouffe. I couldn't think of his last name. Even he's a White Twins fan and stuff, and he was saying that this Twins team's not very good.
I mean, the bullpen's still probably going to be good. They still kept a lot of the guys.
But bullpen can't carry.
But a bullpen can't carry you. I mean, they still have impressive arms. Like Joe Ryan's good. They still have certain guys. I just think like they did just beat the Mets in a series, so I feel like some of that has to be taken into account. Like the Braves have not. They won a series, right?
Who?
The Braves. Didn't they beat?
They beat Philly.
They beat the Phillies, but that was over a week ago. They've continued to lose more series. Like they split with the Marlins or Rays, and then lost to the Marlins or Rays. I forgot how it worked out. So, and their numbers aren't bad. They're not pitching at all. Now they got Strider back, so that should help. But in Strider, but they even lost the Strider start because the offense doesn't hit. So it's just it's really bad right now.
Now, honorable minor producer, he can talk whenever, by the way, for this. And I'll let him, because me and Johnny both agree on 27.
And he agreed with us.
The Pirates. Do you want to talk?
We
can't hit.
We're pitching the best we've ever pitched in quite some time. Like, we have not started the season pitching like this well in a couple of years. And it doesn't take a lot to beat that, but like, still to know that the pitching is like better.
Well, the starting,
you have five
pitching is pitching. The
you,
bullpen sucks.
You guys have 5 qualified hitters. One of them has above 700 OPS. It's O'Neal Cruz at 826. He's good. He's good. He sucks at defense though.
Oh yeah, he's also 6'7", playing center field, like a position that he'd never played.
650 IKF, 608 Brian Reynolds, 554 Key Brian Hayes, and 415 Tommy Pham, or the qualified.
We need to get rid of Key Brian Hayes.
Yes.
He's not good. And I love Key Brian.
He's a platinum glover though, at third. He should have been. He never got it, but he should have been.
Yeah, and then he just like fell off a cliff.
Well, he's still defending.
That's all I'm going to talk about for that team.
I don't know. They're just not very. The pitching's good. I mean, like you're getting good stuff out of Bailey Falter somehow.
Negative 1.4 Fangraph WARs as an offense, by the way. Negative 1.4. I don't know how you do that as an entire offense. Like I can't fathom that.
Hey, at least they're not the worst WRC plus.
Yeah, but negative WAR, like WAR is wins above replacement. How do they have a negative 1.4 WAR as an entire offense? Like that means like I don't even know what that means. Like it doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah,
how they do
that is heinous.
As an entire offense, it's not like it's one guy. I don't know. I'm excited for the Cubs to play them.
We'll turn up. We'll be in contention with the.
Just wait till like
Cardinals.
We'll be in contention for first place before the All-Star break, and then All-Star break hits, and then we drop to the 4th.
No,
first place.
Literally happens every year.
First place.
Literally happens every year.
Okay, first place is
They can't hit.
Okay.
They can't pitch.
This is probably the one year that they're not going to get first because there's like a legitimate team in the NL Central.
Who?
And
The Cubs.
The Cubs.
The Cubs.
This
The
team-
Cubs with the top 10 player in baseball.
This is
legitimate.
They have a top 10 player in baseball.
I'm the unbiased. This is pure best talent team in the NL Central
What am I doing?
since the 2018 Brewers, probably. Like it's been that long since there's been a team with legitimate talent that could win a playoff series. You don't think they could win a wild card series if they're the 3?
3 weeks into the season.
Okay, yeah, but on paper the lineup's good and the pitching. Well, they don't have Steele anymore. When they trade
Steele get hurt?
When they trade for Sandy Alcantara and their top 3 in a wild card series is Shota, Sandy, Matthew Boyd.
Jameson Tyone. They're 100% doing Tyone. I guarantee it.
Okay.
Wait,
I don't want it, but that's what they'll do.
That's the hope that Cubs fans have, is that they go trade for him, which he should now officially. Like it
Sandy,
should be in the works.
Pablo Lopez.
Pirates at 27.
Yeah.
But you do have a point. I think this is the one year that it won't be like.
It will be fine for a second.
The Cubs should pull away. Like the roster is
Yeah.
constructed. I will be disappointed if they don't.
Yeah.
And it's very real. They don't pull away by the All-Star break, but this is a legitimate roster that isn't just a bunch of guys who hit singles like the Brewers, and then they piece together the best pitching staff you've ever seen out of a bunch of guys you've never heard of.
People are protesting the
Brewers,
Pirates.
and then they never win anything in the playoffs like the Brewers have done. Every year they win the NL Central, then they go into the playoffs, and everyone's like, we're not scared of you, just for them to lose. I mean, the Cardinals, I guess, were good in 22 because they had an MVP winner, but still nobody was worried about. Miles Michaelis was like the one in the playoffs, so it's like, this is the first year that the team has a legitimate ace and a top 10 player in the baseball in the NL Central. Like, that hasn't happened in years.
So what I'm realizing is we need to start our show at like 8
Yeah.
for these. So we'll just rapid fire through these until we get to a big discrepancy.
Okay, so 26.
Brendan, can you change
I
your
switched
Okay.
You have the Marlins.
I have Marlins.
I have the Twins. I talked about they beat the Mets recently. They're playing like a little bit better. Obviously now they just got ravaged by injury. So
it's not
the
big.
odds is by next week.
You actually wait. You have the Marlins at 21. We'll talk about your Marlins at 21 when we get to them.
So then the Royals are the worst. Have the worst WRC plus in baseball.
As you see, I have Royals at 24, so like it's not that big.
They shouldn't be ahead of the Marlins. The Marlins are okay pitching.
No, the Royals have good pitching though, so that's the difference. And then the Braves, I have
the
at
Marlins
25.
are actually hitting the baseball though. The Royals are not doing that, like at all.
Yeah, but
65 WRC plus. 60. That's
okay, I'm hoping. I have Bobby Witt Jr. in fantasy. I need him to do something.
They have
or
worse.
else
They're
I'm going
worse
to get-
offense than the Colorado Rockies.
I know, but I want to get shot by paintballs if Bobby Witt doesn't carry me, dude.
So you're moving him up in the power rankings because
Because
you're
I
hoping?
need him. Yes,
Okay.
I am desperate.
You have the Braves at 25. We've already talked about them. It's just like
Yeah.
we're banking on the talent actually being talented,
I think they're ahead of the Pirates.
and it will. And it's like until
it's absurd.
until they show me something.
They should be ahead of the Pirates.
I know. It's early in the season, so you probably should be using like the actual roster instead of ranking these teams based on the results.
Yeah.
When the Braves win 2 series, they will get jumped probably into the top of the bad, because we're all on like the bad teams right now. Like they'll get up to like 20 if they just win 2 series, but they're not doing that. So for me, they're not getting. Until you show me something positive, you're not getting the move. You win a series or multiple series. Because you couldn't even beat the Marlins, you couldn't even beat the Rays. I'm done. Like until you can actually beat real teams.
Well, they beat Philly.
Yeah, but that was
yeah.
they proceeded to
kinda lucky.
lose to the series of the Marlins Rays.
Royals 24, Nationals. I have Nationals 23. They're just there, really.
They're fighting. I mean,
They're
the NL West isn't like, or NL East,
East.
isn't as like bad as expected. Like the Marlins and Nationals are showing fight.
The worst division is 2 ALs.
Yeah.
AL Central and AL West.
I mean, the NL Central is right there though.
NL Central?
The AL West and the NL Central are.
NL Central's third. I think the AL West right now is not good. They all have negative run differentials, as you
I
said.
know. The NL East. No, okay, the NL East, NL West, and the AL East are better than Central.
Yeah, but they're third. They're third worst, fourth, third.
Okay.
It's just how you say it.
But the Nationals, like, they're not as bad as expected. They're like they're hitting, and then the pitching's just kind of there. James Wood is looking absurd right now. So, then I have the Orioles at 23, which is where we kind of have a discrepancy. You have them a little bit higher.
I have them at 19.
Yeah, I mean, the pitching isn't
So I'll let
pitching,
you-
so the hitting's kind of doing something. Like Cedric Mullins is a top 14 by F-WAR in baseball somehow. But
If you want to swap to the next one, Orioles I have at 19 due to the fact that this offense is good. And Gunner's back now. He needs
But they just
they'll
don't-
start hitting.
they don't have pitchers. Like, they don't even have arms that it's like, oh, well, these guys
I know, but
do something. It's not
they
even
have
like,
a good enough offense carry. I think they'll be fine. I think they're better than the teams I have at 22, 21, and 20. So that's why I have them at 19. So
okay, we have a major discrepancy here.
I have the Reds at
He
22.
has the Reds at 22. The Reds are at 15 for me. I didn't look into it enough. They would be at least 2 spots lower.
17 and 22 still very big.
I know, but they would still be 2 lower. Like if I was not able to make my last minute
Their
change.
bullpen got blown apart against the Mariners, who those were my 2 biggest changes last night because I watched the end of that game. So Reds got pushed back a lot, Mariners got shot up a lot. So the Reds bullpen's looking scary. Their offense isn't doing good, and they play at one of the best hitting off parks, and they have 1.5 starting pitchers.
But the rest of 15 through 22 is all like basically the same things, except I have the Marlins at 21.
Yeah,
I mean they like
Guardians.
the offense is hitting surprisingly. Like I feel
Yeah,
like, and they have like some decent arms. Like Max Mayer's pitching pretty well. Like the ERA hasn't been great, but they're showing something at least. Like Max Mayer's been solid. They have Sandy. You hope he turns it around post surgery.
Guardians.
The Guardians, they're just struggling.
Yeah, A's we have in the same range.
Yeah, they're not really pitching. But they're hitting really well, but it's also kind of a product of the park. So, not really. I mean, Tyler Soderstrom just hit.
Soderstrom's been good. Rooker's been good.
But they also play the White Sox. Like their away series was the White Sox.
Butler's getting better. Orioles I talked about. You can talk about Astros though.
And I have the Astros. They're pitching very well. And
Hayden Wesneski.
Outside of one guy, they are not hitting at all.
Case Smith looked a little
better, but he was like terrible that first week. But the pitching is doing something, but the hitting is not very.
I think they'll fix it. If we pull up next draft, I have Astros 17, not that big difference. Not going to argue it. I agree. We both have Rays at 18. The Rays are just going to be around the 15s, 20s.
They're going to sit here because the offense is going to hit all year.
And the pitching is going to pitch. If
the pitching can eventually figure it out, because that's the problem right now. Like they're hitting somehow. The Rays are hitting and not pitching, so the opposite of what they've done for the past 5 years. But I think eventually
that's what happens when we play at a minor league park.
But you have more. I do think their staff will figure it out, because it is they've shown to always be a great, and they've played at a small park too. Like they've played with the short corners at Tropicana, and the pitching still pitches. So even though it's very short corners again at the new stadium, I do think they will. The pitching staff's good. It's the Rays. They're gonna figure something out and make this staff.
You got Red Sox 17. I have them at 16.
I would have
starting pitching.
This is where the Reds would have been, 100%. I would have for sure had the Reds at 17. I might have interchanged them with the 18 and 19, but they would have for sure been 17. So the Red Sox would have been at the same spot for us.
Okay. They're
Crochet's
pitching good, really. Other than Crochet, Houck got slammed. Bayo, I don't even know.
Peeler's been okay.
Pitching.
He's limiting damage.
Yeah. Not much talk. Their hitting's all right.
97 WRC plus.
Yeah.
They're mid.
You gotta give them, just see what they can do. It's only been 2.5 weeks. Cardinals, I got 15. You got 16. They're hitting.
They're hitting and pitching.
They are hitting.
And they're pitching somehow.
That's going to die. The offense might keep up a little more, but I think they will die in month. You'll see them in the 20s.
Yeah, they're just
right as it stands.
Well, they're not even they're not even just hitting. They're mashing.
They're one of the top 5 offensive teams right now.
So that'll probably end up falling.
Their catcher, who's leading that, is on the IL. Arenado's gonna feel his old body start wearing. I think it'll come down. Yeah. Angels and Mariners now, Brendan. I don't know if you're on the next one. I got Angels at 14. As you see, Johnny has them at 11.
No. Oh, Angels, yeah. The offense is hitting homers. They're just hitting for power. It's kind of crazy.
Their quotes, you can't see, air quotes. Their ace has a 4.7 ERA. Kikuchi. He said he's trying to change some things, but
the offense is making up for it though. It's they're gonna drop very quickly, but I just first power rankings kind of wanted to have something in there, let them have fun, and I didn't want to just jump the Mariners even though they're very hot.
Oh, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
They've won 6 of 7, so they've jumped. They're given
big dumper.
But the offense is getting carried by 2 guys. They're not even it's 2 guys that are actually hitting, and then obviously they have probably the best or the second best pitching staff in baseball.
Who? Mariners?
The Mariners.
Yeah.
It's 1 or 2. I saw
this
1, 2, or 3
article. Cal Rowley, Big Dumpers. Mom was saying something she doesn't really like the name, but she said, "But I'm happy for Cal because he's really owned up to that name. He's embracing it." Well, I thought that was funny.
And then
Brewers at 13 and 12. They're just going to be probably 15-ish range all season.
Because they're going to be the Brewers, but a little bit worse, I guess. I don't really know how to put it.
They're just going to be a pain.
They're going to be the Brewers of the past, just a little bit worse. So instead of sitting at 11 and 12 all year, they're going to sit at 14 and 15 all year.
But William Contreras is now hitting again. big thanks to my dad in our fantasy league. He dropped William Contreras after sucking for a week, and now I picked him up.
They get the Giants this weekend, so like the odds that they are.
Yeah, they're losing
this weekend, and then they
might get swept.
No, sorry, they get the A's. Yeah, they get the A's this weekend. Then they go to Then they go to San Francisco. Well, they'll be probably in Oakland. They're going to be in Oakland this weekend, and then
Sacramento.
Sacramento. So they're going to hit probably. If I had to guess, they're going to hit, but then they're going to get pieced.
And then
the Brewers' just wins aren't impressive right now. Is the problem. Like they did beat the Tigers, but I don't really know how good the Tigers are. Like that's why
I got them at 11.
That's why I have them at 13. Do you have them? They're not like bad. It's just like
yeah.
It's like they're not. It's just like they won the Tariq Skubal start. Other than that, they're not really.
Jackson Job's looking all right. Seattle, because I want them to do good. They got Julio's doing all right. Big dumpers hitting really well. He's the reason. Him and Randy are the reason they tied the game in the 9th and won. So they're looking good. Tigers, like I said, Job, Skubal, their hitters will figure it out. Torkelson's looking really good. Blue Jays we both have at 10. I'm expecting them to fall. I just telling you, expect them to fall.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the AL East is actually looking pretty good. I mean, the Yankees are like the best offense in baseball, and the pitching hasn't fallen off a cliff yet, even though they're missing everybody. But they're getting Clark Schmidt back soon, so
Blue Jays are going to fall.
And Carlos Rodon's looking like Carlos Rodon, but we'll get to that.
I don't think the Blue Jays are sticking. They're going to either extend Bo or trade him.
And then Gausman's gone at the deadline.
Andres Jimenez is not going to keep hitting like this. Miles Straw's not going to keep hitting like this.
And Kevin Gausman's going to be gone by the.
Yeah, probably. Cubs, I have at 9 because there is no way I am putting them above the Phillies or Rangers right now, which is what Johnny has.
I don't get what your obsession with the Rangers is. Like, this team.
They have better pitching, and they have a better offense.
Evaldi's been roughed up his last couple starts. The Cubs literally got to Evaldi. DeGrom isn't DeGrom right now.
But DeGrom's not bad. Evaldi hasn't been bad.
Evaldi's been good, but like it's getting like teams are getting to him. Like we were talking about it in our first couple. Like our overreaction was how good can Nate Evaldi be? He's getting roughed up. DeGrom is a 4.3 right now, or 4.5.
Yeah, it's because he's trying to care more about health.
I know. And then Jack Leiter's been good, but
Rocker for 7 innings yesterday, 1.
But he's also been like
0 walks, 8 Ks or 7 Ks yesterday. Looked really good. Just don't hate on Kumar Rocker, bro.
I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying, like he has a 6.3 ERA. He went 7. He won 7.
No runs yesterday.
3. You have all 3 of the runs yesterday.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, you did.
So this pitching staff that you're talking, and the offense isn't even really hitting as well as they could be. They're 23rd in team OPS. And you're trying to tell me that I should believe that the Cubs, who this bullpen is kind of figuring it out. It hasn't been great, but like
Rangers bullpen has had it figured out. Though.
I know, but the team that we watch pitching. And the starting pitching has been. We lost Steele, but they have an elite offense right now. 3rd in team OPS, and you're trying to tell me a team that's 23rd in team OPS is ahead of them. That's one spot, but they also just played.
Bullpen.
Did we not watch one of the guys who blew the game against the Padres? Didn't blow the game against the Padres, but screwed us against the Padres. Is back in AAA. And we just saw the bullpen shut down the Dodgers lineup.
I know, but the Rangers bullpen has been shut down all year. Cubs bullpen has not.
Yeah, but the starting pitching also is real. Like the Cubs have legitimate guys. If Tyone can just be like the Tyone of last year, and Matthew Boyd stays doing what he's done.
Philly at 8. I have them at 6. I think Philly's looking good. Their pitching's looking good. Mets 7. You got Cubs at 7. Philly I have at 6. You have Mets at 6.
I just have the Mets higher. They did lose the series of the Twins, but I mean, like Pete Alonso's been like the best hitter in baseball. The best hitter in the NL. They have the best ERA in baseball.
Soto's going to figure it out, and then
Soto, you're saying he's going to figure it out. He's still OPSing 890 and getting on base 390.
People are hating on him.
390. So the Mets are very good.
Diamondbacks 5. Both of us. I have Yankees 4. You have Yankees 3. You have Dodgers 4, which is absurd, but we don't have time to argue that. You got Giants at 3. 2. I got Dodgers. You got Giants, and then both of us agree. Padres are the one team right now. Their 7 and 8 inning guys are former Cubs relievers, by the way. Jeremiah Estrada looks really good for the Padres. And he called out the Cubs pitching lab due to the fact that they didn't let him throw his changeup that he wanted. And now that the Padres are letting him, he's looked really good.
Oh, so the only reason the Dodgers are at 4 is because I'm kind of taking advantage of the fact that they haven't looked like the best team ever for the past week and a half. They're going to be, and I fully expect them to figure it out, and then they were probably going to jump the Padres in 2 weeks. But the fact that they went into Philly, lost to the Nationals, they lost to the Dodgers or the Cubs. They lost 3 straight series in a row.
What's with the divisions not playing each other? Really? The AL West is playing each other. Why isn't the NL Central playing each other? Why isn't the NL West playing each other?
I don't know.
What is this?
So, yeah, the Dodgers lost 3 consecutive series, and then they played the Rockies, and the worst offense in baseball, or the second worst offense in baseball.
We're done with the Padres. We'll be done with the Dodgers after the 2 games, and we're done with Diamondbacks after these 3.
Yeah.
So all we have to deal with now is the Giants.
And the Phillies.
I'm saying NL West.
Oh, NL West. Yeah, but the Dodgers, the only reason they're so low is they lost 3 consecutive series. Their run differential throughout the last week has not been good. They barely beat the Rockies the other night, 8-7.
Well, that's Bobby Miller pitching. So.
I know, but the worst offense in baseball.
Padres won. We'll see what they do. I'm sorry, Johnny, that you're trying to talk, but Brendan, I understand show. So we're going to go to that. We'll swap seats, and I'll pretty much change the name of the stream, and it'll go to Brendan, and I'll get a graphic up while you guys start. But we'll be back next week. Updated power rankings. Hopefully, we got a video camera, and we'll talk about how the Cubs do during this homestand.
Another terrible stretch of
teams, but they'll be all at home, and we'll see how it goes.
Best fans in baseball.
So stick around. We'll quickly go to the Blitz right after this. I'll be producing. Brendan Gagan will come here, and Johnny will still co-host. And thank you very much, Brendan Gagan, producer, Devon Osman,
Johnny Clumpy. Sorry.
And make sure to check out the Blitz in a minute.